All right. Hello. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. So excited for you to be on. Go ahead and send those reminder text messages to your teams. I know that November we're getting in busy season and everybody's busy and there's lots going on. And if you're a parent, you're probably at the school all the time right now. There's always something to volunteer for. There's always something you're supposed to be bringing. Welcome to children in school. November, December is usually pretty busy. And just in case you didn't know, May is actually busier than December. So you're welcome. Okay. So I remember the first time I realized that, I was like, holy moly, why is May so busy? Like I thought December would be the busiest month when it comes to children in school. All right. So I'm super excited to introduce Leeann to you. I don't know if we've had you on before or if it's just been a really long time.
I don't know. All the days start to mush together.
All the days, all the Zooms, all the speaking. Yeah. Well, I'm super excited. I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to toss it over to you. I'm going to let you kind of just start with who you are, when you started Thrive, where did Thrive find you? And then we'll kind of just go into how to work the business and what are you doing now?
Perfect. So sorry, I just came in from a workout, so I look sweaty and icky, but you know what? We fit it in when we can. Got it.
Hold on. I forgot to unmute or mute everybody. Stand by.
Okay, I think I got it. Multitasking. Every now and again it works well. But prior to being able to make my own rude.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm just kidding. Okay, rewind. Prior to being able to make my own schedule, work out in the middle of the day, and show up in work clothes like this, I was a bartender for a really long time in my life. It was probably the most fun, the best job. Like you could invite your friends over to come hang out with you. You have fun with them. There's music, there's drinks, there's all that. But that lifestyle starts to take a toll on you. It's not something that most people can do for long periods of time. You're on your feet all the time. I see one of my girls on right now that's a bartender, and I know that she can attest to this. You're on your feet a lot. It's hard on your body. And while it's really fun, it wasn't a long-term goal of mine to be a bartender forever. And so I didn't really have a huge dream of what I wanted to be or what I wanted to do when I grow up. I still don't know what I want to do when I grow up, but I'm really liking where we are right now. But I knew at some point after I met my husband now that I wanted to have a family, and the bartending lifestyle is kind of hard to do that when you have kids. Like there would be just no time to get any sleep if that was still the industry that I was in. And so I went into banking. I felt like it was close to the same thing. There was still a bar between me and the people. I didn't have to be that close to them. I could invite people to come in, open checking accounts, not as exciting as making drinks for them, but still get interaction with people all of the time. And that's really what I love to do. I love to be around people. I love to be around fun people. I love to be doing fun things all the time, but I loved my job until I didn't anymore. In corporate America, they are quick to demand a ton of your time and then to quickly remind you that you are replaceable, which is not a fun place to be in. And we were very short-staffed for quite a few years. I was working a lot of extra hours. I was tired and miserable all of the time. I was eating fast food when I could. And you know, when you're not fueling your body right, you're not going to sleep good. It's going to show on the outside. Your skin's not going to look good. Your attitude's not going to look good. The way that you present yourself is not going to look good. And I was very angry all of the time. I would wake up mad that I didn't sleep well. I would live on coffee and energy drinks, and I would have red wine every night until I just fell asleep and started my day over again the next day. And with a 2 and a 4-year-old, that is not the ideal situation. It's not the life that I envisioned for my children above all else. And so I had accepted that that's how life was going to be, but I didn't love it. And so when a girlfriend of mine started thriving, I thought she was ridiculous. I thought she was full of garbage. I had taken vitamins a few times in my life before. They never gave me energy. They never made me happy. They never changed my whole world. So I was never consistent with things like that. And I thought she had just lost her mind. Like, there's no way Thrive does all those things for you. Luckily for me, she did not give in to my meanness, making fun of her for thriving. She did not give in to my no thanks, that's not for me. She continued to remind me of all of the reasons why I needed premium nutrition in my life. And for that, I am so thankful that she did not let it go with my first no, or my second no, or my third no, or my fourth no. And so I started thriving in June of 2016. I made her pinky swear me that when it didn't work for me, we would never speak of it again. She very confidently pinky swore me. And day one, I got up, it was a Saturday. The bank that I worked for is open 7 days a week. I was on my way to the bank, very angry that it was a beautiful day outside in Florida and I had to go work while my family got to go to the beach. Took my 3 steps, went to work, nothing freaking happened. I don't know who in here's a day one thriver and who was like, haha, I knew that they were full of crap. But that was me. I was like, I knew you were full of crap. I knew this product wasn't going to work. And she's like, it's the first day. Like, calm down, do it again tomorrow. And so I got up on Sunday, I took my capsules, drank my lifestyle mix, put on my DFT, and went to the bank again. But this day, the radio playlist was really good. It wasn't Thrive making me feel good. It was the radio playlist. I didn't want to give any kind of vitamin, any kind of credit yet. Day 3 rolled around. I walked into the bank. I greeted my coworkers. I said good and morning in the same sentence. I waved at them with my whole hand. I was smiling. I didn't have a coffee in my hand, which meant I wasn't late to work because I had to sit in the drive-thru to get coffee. And my boss came over that day and was like, I don't know what you've done differently today, but you have to keep doing it because you're so much nicer. And that was kind of the moment where I realized how miserable I really was outside. I thought I was faking it the best that I possibly could. I was putting on a fake smile for all these people. So I thought, and then I would come home and those were the people that would see the icky side of me. But in reality, when you're not happy, when you're miserable, it really shows on the outside. And so I enrolled as a customer. I ordered my first month. I felt guilty for spending that amount of money on myself when I had 2 children. And that's when I learned about thriving for free. And then I realized that after you thrive for free as a customer, there is no extra perks. Well, there is right this second with the promo that they have. But back then, there was no extra perks to having a 3rd person or a 4th person that wanted to thrive with you. And so 3 weeks into my experience, I hit the promoter button and ran for those VIP bonuses like it was all that I had. Like it was everything that I had in me. And I remember hitting VIP 800 because 400 wasn't a thing then. And that money hit my bank account and it was more than my 2-week, more than full-time hours pay that I brought home from the bank after I paid for a family of 4 of insurance, daycare, 401k, and taxes came out. And I remember thinking like, this product is for real changing my life. People are telling me that they feel good. And I just made more money than I've made at this bank that I've hated to be at. I have to go all in. I've got to see what this could possibly do if I go all in. And that was it. I went all in. And just like the rank advancement bonuses that are happening right now, we hit 12K in our first 33 days. And to me, earning a $12,000 bonus and not having to pay $12,000 for my kids to go to daycare for the next year was a no-brainer. I'm like, that's it. Here's my notice. I'm done. I'm not suggesting that you quit your job 33 days into your Thrive experience, but it's what worked for me. And it was all I needed to show me that I could live a different life and I could give my kids a different life. And so I quit my job and I had no choice but to go all in. I took plan B off the table. I made this plan A. I have shown up every single day since. It has worked out very well for my family. We were able to, this is funny because I know Amber's husband does pools also. My husband was in pools then. I was able to retire him and bring him home the very first summer. And this is like huge in my heart for so long that I didn't even know was in there. But coming from a single mom family and my husband coming from a single mom family, summer vacations weren't even a thing. Like that wasn't something that we did. Our moms worked all the way through summer. Summer vacation, like from school, just meant that we were home alone all day. It wasn't that we got to go on trips. It wasn't that anything fancy happened. Like we were just home alone all day while our mom still went to work. And so the very first summer that my oldest kid had between kindergarten and 1st grade, my youngest wasn't in school yet, we had a summer vacation. We didn't have to get up and go to a job. Neither one of us had to clock in. So to have both of us home for a summer vacation is like life changing. Like that's, I don't even know if I've ever said that out loud. Like that's probably one of the biggest accomplishments. My oldest son is now in 6th grade, and he has had every single summer vacation with both of his parents because of this company, this product, this stuff. So I don't know. I think I probably went a little bit further than you wanted me to go with that. But hi, nice to meet you.
No, like you could talk for days. That'd be fine with me. Okay. So I want to back up and touch on some things that you talked on, but I work backwards a lot. But when you said summer vacations, that's the first thing that's in my head. So for us, before we started Thrive, I was a hairdresser. I ran my own business. I was a booth renter. Jason ran his own swimming pool company. We did take vacations, but typically it was like driving to family. And if we did take a beach vacation, and we drove 11 hours, by the way, you that live near beach, good for you. No, just kidding. Okay. But yeah, we'd have to pack up and drive 11 hours, but we would get there. It was fine for me, but we would get there and Jason would literally be stressed the whole first 75% of our vacation, because did the person that he sub-hired to do his pools while he was gone, are they doing their job? Somebody called, this is broken, they don't know how to fix it. And so like by our last day, he was finally able to relax. And he's like, oh, we should stay longer. I'm like, what? You're kidding me. But when you're a business owner like that, and your business runs on relying on somebody else to do your work while you're not there, it's very stressful, and so he's like, I've built these clients for 10 plus years. I don't want 1 week of me going on vacation with my family to screw up and lose what paid our bills, and so it was a lot of stress. So I think about that now, like while we do work on our vacations on our phone, it's not the same. We are able to have that time and put down our phone and pick up our phone, whatever we need to do. It's not that whole like, oh my gosh, I'm missing a whole week's worth of pay, or, oh my gosh, is so-and-so doing my job right? Or for those of you that work, a corporate job, oh my gosh, how much work is going to be on my desk when I get back? How much projects am I behind on? Or how many meetings did I miss? I mean, I hear that all the time from friends in the corporate world. So I just wanted to touch on that like that. When you said that, it just kind of jogged my memory. So, all right. Okay, you said 3, 4, no. How many no's do you think, or how many reach outs do you think it was before you finally said, okay, I'll give it a shot?
So I'm probably the person that we're most afraid of when it comes to posting and sharing the Thrive experience, because we were in a group setting when I first saw the DFT on my friend's leg, and it's so disgusting to me to think that I acted this way, but I did. And it's part of my story and part of my journey. And it's why I give other people grace. But I grabbed another friend and was like, what is she wearing on her leg? Like pointed it out for the whole group of people to hear. And when she was like, oh my God, it's my vitamins, I was like, oh my God, that's stupid. That's dumb. And she was like, all right, whatever, like didn't even care, was so confident in her experience that my negativity couldn't take that away. So keep that in mind when you guys are nervous and when you're like worried about sharing. Nobody can take that from you. Nobody can take what the product is actually doing for you away from you. And so after that moment, she didn't really say anything else about it again. And we used to meet every single Friday night and have like cheap gas station wine and just complain about our entire weeks at work. And that following week on Friday, we met for wine, and I was complaining about everything. Like, my boss is ridiculous. My coworkers, my employees, like nobody's showing up. I've had to work through lunch over and over and over again. Like this is this is ridiculous. And she wasn't complaining. And I'm like, I don't understand. Like, what's changed about your job? Like, did you kick your kid out? Did you fire your boss? Like, I don't understand. She's like, it's this Thrive stuff. She's like, I know you think it's a joke, but it's honestly changing my life. And I was like, that's stupid. Done. And I would make posts throughout the week coming up about things like, I'm late again to work because I was stuck in the coffee line for forever. And she'd be like, yep, I got that Thrive stuff still. And I'd be like, yeah, you're dumb. That's retarded. Like, not doing it. Sorry. And so it was probably a good 2 weeks of every day, her just throwing in some little thing. And every single thing that I was complaining about, she had some kind of solution with Thrive. It kind of got to be like that whole when iPhones first came out and they'd be like, oh, we got an app for that. We got an app for that. She would tell me like, it has this ingredient for joint support. It has this ingredient, like this is going to help you. And it just got to a point where I was like, I can't get any more miserable. I can't get any more mean. I can't be any more tired. Like, if this stuff does nothing, it's not going to change who I was the day prior. But if it does something, what if it changes my life? Like, what if it finally does? So I'm so thankful that she didn't give up on me. And I'm so thankful that I had that experience, because now when people treat me that way, I'm like, it'll be soon. You'll understand what I'm talking about soon. I know you think it's dumb. So did I. And I've had a couple people that treated me that way. And I'm like, all right, like, let's just, you up for a good challenge? I'm going to send you a mini experience. You promise to take it the right way, and we'll see if you still feel that way after. And I mean, I have a personal 40K who I was like, I made a post that said, raise my hand if my Thrive posts are annoying. And she raised her hand. I was like, cool, what's your address? Let's go. And now she's a 40K. So it's like, because I treated somebody that way, I understand. Like, I get
I'm writing that down. Raise your hand if you think my Thrive posts are annoying.
It actually was just in my memories again. And it's been like 5 or 6 years since I made that post. And we share it every single time. And she shares it with her post of her actually posting, like, I was reluctant. I thought this wouldn't work, but here I am this many years later. Like, it's fun. And it's fun to toy with people and let them know, like, we get that it sounds crazy, because it does change your life so much. And we know that we sound crazy. We know that Thrivers sound crazy, but just got to trust them.
We do sound crazy. Crazy happy.
Speaking of crazy, side note, because I post Thrive so consistently and Amber posts Thrive so consistently, I have a friend in Texas that just said, hey, do you know Amber and Jason Banquist? And I was like, I do. And he's like, well, since I just started thriving with you, somebody at work saw it and said, hey, we know some Thrivers that do that. Does your Thriver know my Thriver? So I thought that was kind of fun. That was just like,
I didn't even know who they are now.
they work at Southwest. You know someone that works at Southwest?
I mean,
okay, I'll find a name for you.
yeah, I actually, I'm going to kick myself in the butt if it's somebody in my neighborhood. There's a flight attendant for Southwest in my neighborhood, but anyway, you find out, message me the name of your peoples. Okay. All right. So, but guys, that's the thing. Okay, let's talk on that. One, you can get somebody thriving with you from anywhere. She lives in Florida. Apparently somebody that lives in Texas is now thriving with her. I actually just got a thriver from like Pennsylvania. So one, your business has no limits, right? There's no territories or anything like that. And two, somebody's going to get your neighbor. So it better be you and not another thriver, not another person with another business. Like, if you're not being consistent and due diligence, somebody's going to be thriving with somebody else. Right. So, or taking another product that we know doesn't work as well, with somebody else. So make sure that you're the good friend, the good thriver, that you're dripping thrive, you're talking thrive, you're being consistent. Like, I think that's the number one thing, is being consistent. Okay. I love, you said, what if I go all in, change my plan B? So I love the quote. I know Will Smith said it. I don't know if somebody else said it first or not, but he said, you don't have a plan B because plan B distracts from plan A. And so it's that whole like focus. If you're focused, no, we're not recommending quitting your job 30 days in. But it was what worked for her family at the time. And when she knew what she needed, she went all in, right? And plan A was, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing for our family. And this is how we're going to make it happen. And Lavelle provided all those options to her in the form of our weekly bonuses and rewards. Okay. So what do you do now? How many years later?
7.5.
Okay. So 7.5 years later, what are you doing now to bring in business, to get new thrivers, to get new promoters, customers, promoters? What are you, just jump on.
Let me rewind for just a second about the whole like quitting my job that soon. So we hit 12K in the very beginning, and you guys know that 12K is the auto bonus. And that was the first time that I fall in under Dana Chuba a couple levels down. That was the first time that I talked to her, and she called and said, "You just hit the auto bonus." And I go, "Yes." And she goes, "Are you going to get a new car?" And I'm like, "Well, I just got this Tahoe like 6 months ago, so I don't think I'm going to do it." And she was like, "Don't post about earning an auto bonus if you're not going to go get an auto bonus car." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And she explained that there's a reason why the company has that set in place for the second rank of the company. That is validation for other people that know you personally to see if you can do it, so can they. You can talk all day long about how great you feel, but until people experience it, they don't get it. You can talk all day about your paychecks, but you know we can't share those. You can show a car sitting in your driveway that your friend can come over and sit in and see. And so when she explained all that to me, and I turned around and called my husband, I was like, "This Dana Chuba chick, who apparently is really successful in this company, I just stalked her Facebook, said that I need to go and get a car." And he was like, "Do you believe in this company?" And it was 30 days, guys, 30 days. And I said, "I just have this gut feeling I do." And he was like, "Do you believe in these products?" I'm like, "Yeah, I've never done anything consistently this many days in a row." And he was like, "Do you believe in yourself?" And I was like, yeah, for like the first time in my entire life, I think I can do this. And so we went and we traded that Tahoe that I had just gotten 7 months prior, probably also not the best financial decision. I got a Mercedes. I didn't even know how to put that beast in reverse because it's fancy and luxury, and I never had a luxury car before. And every single day that I got home from work, I sat in my driveway and I looked at the front of that car, and I knew if I didn't show up on social media and in public every single day, I would have to make that car payment. And I couldn't afford to make that car payment if Lavelle wasn't helping. And I have seen a car leave on a trailer before. It is not a feeling I ever wanted to have again. And so I would sit out there after we got the kids settled, after everything, and I would stay up just an extra few minutes to make sure I reached out one more time, or I told my story one more time, or I made one more post on social media, because I wasn't going to be able to make that car payment if I didn't do those things. And so I want you guys to think about that wherever you are in your journey. That process has never changed. Showing up on social media and out in public every single day has never changed. I feel like we get into a place with this where we start to overthink it and we start to overcomplicate it, and we look at other people's posts and we're like, well, their makeup is perfect and their filter is great and their words are so good, and we don't know how to do that, or I don't know what to say, or I don't know how to post. We didn't know any of those things in the very beginning, but we did it anyway. We shared it and we posted it. So what I do 7.5 years later looks exactly like what I did when I first started. I get up every day and I take the Thrive experience and I share about it every single day, because in bartending, I learned if you close the bar early and somebody drives by at 1 a.m. and you closed at 12, they're probably not ever going to come by again. And what if they were your $100 tipper? Now you've just lost that person. What if you don't show up on Tuesdays and your people that need you, that follow you, show up on social media on Tuesday and they look at your page and they're like, oh, she's not even doing that Thrive thing anymore, but maybe you post every Monday. And that's another thing too that we've been focusing on in our team right now. We did this 30-day boot camp with Danny Angelo's team. We teamed up, and the very first day that kicked off October was her husband, Corey Angelo, and he spoke on replacing the word consistency with dailiness. Because you can consistently show up every single Monday, but not the rest of the week. You can consistently show up 4 times a week. You can consistently show up on Friday nights. You can consistently be part-time. But if you practice something daily, if you get really good at doing 5 basic things every single day, your business is going to change. And so we've been replacing consistency with dailiness, and that's been really big. And that's something that I've practiced every single day. And a lot of life has happened in 7.5 years. I have lost friends. I have lost family members. People around me, careers have changed. I have lost friendships. I've gained friendships. Like, a lot of stuff has changed. And the one thing that I've realized, and it's taken me 42 years to realize this, there is one thing that I can control, and that is my attitude and my effort every single day. All I can do is what I can do. I can't make anybody else do anything every single day. I just can do what I can do every single day. And so the most important things is showing the world that I'm thriving every single day. Following up with people that have joined me on this journey, following up with people that are about to join me on this journey, and really spreading joy and positivity. So a regular day looks like, which I don't know that any of my days are regular, but I get up first thing in the morning, I take my capsules, I snap a picture, I post it. If something hits the fan before I can even post it, when I sit down to go pee, which I do every single morning, I'll post an old picture if I have to. Nobody's going to go back and be like, that was from 2020. Like, that's not what you did this morning. Like, people don't know that. But I show that I thrive every single morning. Do I always get all 3 steps in my story? Maybe not. But do I at least get 1 of 3? Absolutely. Then I wake up one kid. Then I go to making breakfast and I make my shake. Do I post a picture? If I can, if I could squeeze it in, of course I do. On the way to take him to school, we do our I ams together, and that gets my mind right. And then at that moment, I'll do some voice clips. And I learned this from Ashley Mincy. And if you've ever been on the other side of an Ashley Mincy voice clip, God bless you. That's the best thing that can happen in your day, because she is so sweet and she is so kind. And because it makes me feel so good, I want to do that for other people. So while we're driving to school, I'll send a couple of voice clips, and he gets to hear me do that. He gets to hear me spread that positivity. And I feel like that makes his day better as well. We get home, we have a huddle at 7:30 in the morning. I listen to that. I wake the other kid up, do the same thing when I take my other son to school. And he's in middle school now. And I feel like the most that he can hear positive things all of the time is going to be great. So as much as we can spread positivity to these middle school kids, like, let's do it as a group. But we do that. And then if I can get on the working Zoom, we get on the working Zoom. And that's when I can nail things out. The schedule doesn't always stay the same, but fitting those important things, like opening your open sign, following up with your people, following up with your potentials, those things never change. And I think that this process of overthinking and working so hard to create the process and the system that you're going to do, we get away from actually doing the do. And if you think, the most excited that you've ever been in this experience was probably your very first 14 days. And you didn't know what the cloud looked like. You didn't know what reels look like, or lives look like. I don't even know. I mean, they didn't even have that when I first started, but we didn't know how to make everything perfect to be a social media influencer. All we know is that we felt really good, and we shared that every single day. Just stop getting away from that. That's like a big thing. And so one thing that our team is doing right now, and I love that these girls came up with it, 2 sister legs were like, let's challenge each other. We feel like we've gotten away from following the funnel and following the system. Let's challenge each other to go back to our very first 14 days. Your team versus my team. The most people that participate, they don't have to get new thrivers. They don't have to do anything crazy, just participation. Whoever has the most that participate wins. Bragging rights. I don't even know if they have a prize, but I've been watching what they're doing. And so they're dropping in their individual chats that they're not in of each other, and they're challenging their team to practice dailiness, to watch one of those, whatever day we're on, those 14-day videos that we made at Maria's last retreat. And let me see what the challenge was for today real quick. course, I won't be able to find it really fast. Okay, yesterday was day one that they did this, and it said, let's kick off day one together, drop a blah, blah, blah when you're done. Number one, watch the day one video. Number two, your tasks. I don't post about this stuff enough, kind of post. Make a post that's like that. So it's giving them a lead in. When you watch the video for day one, that task is going to make sense. Number three, training. Go find and watch the first VIP video. In our team page, we have a welcome video, and then we have a what to do in your first 14 days, like talking about VIP. And then dailiness activity. Post 2+ times, plug into any Zoom, and go live, Thrive related or not. And then she wrote on here, always bring the brag. Make sure to celebrate yourself. Let us know as soon as you get a newbie so we can all celebrate. As soon as you've completed these days' tasks, brag on yourself loud and proud. Finally, when you do get that new customer, follow the funnel. Get their email, invite them to the customer group, put them in a 3-way connection. When that new customer decides to be a promoter, follow that funnel, add them to the team page, tag them in the welcome video, make sure they know to watch all the guides, and connect them in a 3-way VIP chat. And so we're doing that every single day. We're challenging them to do that every single day. And I think that that's huge because it's just bringing us right back to basics. Just a reminder that you don't have to overcomplicate it. You don't have to overthink it. Just go back to the basics and keep the main thing the main thing. I don't even know if I answered your question.
You, you did. Trust me. And more. You did and more. Now, yeah, I love that. I love those ideas. Okay, somebody asked in the chat, okay, when you said the whole raise your hand if you think my Thrive posts are annoying, when somebody commented, did you jump in their inbox and ask for address, or how did that work out?
I think I need to find it and I can tell you guys exactly.
And then guys, I hope you're taking notes, and I always challenge people because I'm a note taker. My thing is take the notes and then go back and apply something. Put something that you took notes on today into action, whether it's making a post, whether it's, you know what, I need to personally get better at my dailiness. Is that what you said instead of consistency? My dailiness. Like, I like that because when I think consistency, I automatically think every day because that's just what we've done for so long now. But you're right. Like, consistency could be I'm posting twice a week. Like, I mean,
Right.
you know, consistently. So, I like the idea of certain things every day, that dailiness, daily consistency.
Okay, so I wrote on November 10th, 2016, who thinks my Thrive posts are annoying? Hashtag respond with your address.
Ah.
And she wrote on there, oh, she did the raise hand emoji. And so I tagged her in the comments and said, message me your address. And another Thriver underneath said, uh-oh, she's coming for you on that person's comment.
See, the people that would say, uh-oh, she's coming for you in my post would be the hecklers. I mean, it's okay. I'm used to them. But, you know, the ones that they'll thrive with me eventually, but it'll probably be the day before I die. Like, it'll finally be like, okay, I'm ready. And I'll put it in the mail and, you know, anyway. But that is my luck with some of these skeptics, these hecklers. All right. So what are some ideas? I'm going to go ahead and share this because I will forget if I don't. So I like sparkly things. And I like cups. So I was at Walmart the other day, and these are $7, and they have them in red and green and gold and this white sparkly. And I was on the phone with Jason, and I was walking by. I was like, "Oh, these are pretty cups." He's like, "Keep walking." It's like, step away from the cups. I was like, "Okay," as I put 2 in my cart. And then the next day, I bought 4 more, because now I have an idea. So Christmas is coming up. Gifts. We always need gifts. There's constantly things that we need gifts for. So how cute would this clear sparkly or this red sparkly bee with our Crayon Plus in it, and maybe even some rebuild. And you just drop those in there, fill it with whatever thread you want, and you have a gift. You have a holiday gift. I just love things like that and having things on hand. But it got me thinking too, my customers, right? Like, yes, this is $7, and then there's, whatever the product costs me, but I have 20 plus customers that order every single month. Several of those, they've been thriving for a while, and they order every month. Like, I make money on them, so they deserve $7 to $10 a gift as appreciation, so just thinking things like that, or thinking sending little, I do a lot of times the little sample mailer bag of sample goodies, of Plus Line products to my current customers. So, all right, what are you thinking? What are you doing? Holidays? Do you have, working up to, hey, we've got Thanksgiving coming around the corner. I'm sure Lavelle's going to do a special. Are you pre-sending messages? Do you have ideas, with the holidays coming? What are you and your team doing?
I don't know that we've come up with like a good holiday geared plan, because I know we're really focused on getting these samples out for the contests that we're all doing. But I do love that idea of those little cups. That's super reasonable. Who doesn't love cups? Like, my husband would have been the same way. He would have been like, Leeann, just keep going. He keeps telling me to get rid of cups. I'm like, nobody wants cups with my name on them. My cups have my name on them. Like, nobody wants those cups. But that is a really good idea to do that. I also have seen one of the girls doing just kind of fall thank you packs with pumpkin spice, cranberry, a little cafe in there. That's always really good to do. I've done in the past candy cane and cafe, because candy cane is my absolute favorite. But I do warn people about cafe, because I feel like when we get off of like all those other caffeines, like cafe is strong when it comes to the natural caffeine in that. Like, you can see sounds if you drink a whole entire pack.
Okay, that's funny. I use half the packet because it's not necessarily the feeling I feel, but the taste seems very strong. Sometimes. So, but I think and I used to drink coffee 24/7. So it is definitely, it's just different. We're different now. But I love mixing the candy cane and half a pack of cafe. That is so good. Cold, froth it up, whatever you want to do.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good idea. So you could do holiday packs like that. Even just if you just included your customer base in your Christmas list cards, like the cards that you send out to your friends and family that just show your family, like, people appreciate that huge. If it's something that comes in their mailbox, like, people love it. I don't ever get fun mail in my mailbox. It's always bills. Like, I want to get some fun mail. And I know when I get a Christmas card, like when Maria's Christmas card comes, I'm like, oh, I've made it. I've made it. Like, getting Christmas cards from your leaders, like, that's huge. So even if you just included your customer base in your Christmas cards that you send out, that would really touch their hearts and they would appreciate that. So if you're not in a place where you can go out and buy things and ship them, like Christmas cards, just sending those, or even a handwritten note, just thanking them, wishing them happy holidays. Like, people love that stuff.
Or even like, if you I know a lot of people will make certain like thank you cards, to their customers and stuff. What if you did a Christmas card, you get them on Shutterfly or Walmart or CVS or whatever, print your own, make it really cheap, or not cheap. I hate the word cheap, inexpensive. You can make it really inexpensive. Shutterfly's got tons of specials they'll be doing, around here between now and Black Friday and after that. Right. So I'm sure all the other ones do too, but you literally could have your family picture on the front of it, or you and your whatever on the front, and then something on the back, that just says, thank you so much for supporting my business this year. Guys, even if that person only ordered one time, right? Not just, all the ordering customers the good ones, right? Like, what if somebody ordered one time, they got this card from you and they're like, oh, wow, like she remembered me. She thought about me. And guess what? When they're low on energy, when they're stressed out, Christmas going into January, when they're a little fluffier than normal, you're going to be on their mind, you know? So doing those things just puts more investment into your business for a very small amount, but it gets people thinking about you.
Totally.
Okay. Anything else? Anything on your mind?
I don't know how much you guys have talked about this or brought this up, but the call last night that we had, we didn't get a lot of information or a lot of details, but you guys know when Jason's excited about something coming, it's got to be something good. And so I know that we've got some guesses going around. He did say some beta boxes are going to be going out, so it's something. It's got to be something of what's coming. But as you're going into these next couple seasons, like, don't wait for whatever the thing is to drop to start talking about Thrive and what could be coming. Like, we have all of this.
Drop what you think it is in the chat. What do y'all think it is in the chat? And then we'll talk a little bit more about that. Go ahead, Leeann.
But whatever's coming, we know is going to be big. It's always big. If Jason's excited about it, then it's got to be big. And I know that they don't ever let us down and they set us up for success. And we have all of this time going into the next year to hype it up and to plan and to get excited for it. Judgment says something big. So it's something big.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're with Jason and Nicole too. That's kind of like where my thought process is going also. And I don't know, right before, I was telling Amber this earlier, right before the call, I saw like one of those ads for the overnight oats and they got me at cookie dough, said cookie dough flavor. I don't really know how good it's going to be, but I'm like, why would I only get 16 if I can get 32? They're giving me $15 off my first order. I better make it as big as I can if it's my first order. And so I just ordered that. But if Lavelle could come up with something that's a meal plan or meal subscription, and it has to be simple because your girl can't cook that good. So it's got
to be even snacks. Like, when I started thinking about that last night, I was like, you know, and there was a company, I don't think they're around anymore. That was years ago. And it was like, you got to pick snacks and you would get a box of these healthy snacks. And it was a subscription thing. And I'd always go, oh, I forgot to change my order, you know, so I'd sometimes get the same snacks in a row, you know, whatever, but it was good. And I liked it. I stopped it for financial reasons. But this was, you know, before Thrive. But now I'm like, oh yeah, that would be awesome. And it would be easy and, you know, things on the go. Cause I mean, nobody goes to the store anymore. I go to the store, but most everybody I know orders. I'm like, I have to go to the store. I have to see it in person.
The other thing too, he said families. So if you think about, if you do go to the store or if you watch for sales or you're looking at items, like the grocery bills are so expensive. And I don't know. I don't follow stuff like that to know if we're going up or we're coming back down or where we are. I just know that I have 3 boys that live in this house. Well, 1 man and 2 boys that live in this house and they eat a lot. Imagine if your credits and your income that you're earning with Thrive could help you with the grocery bill. Like, that's huge for so many people. So I'm here for food items.
And if people could use credits for food, like that's crazy. That's like super awesome. Okay. So is anybody guessing anything else? It could totally be not food. We're just guessing. We're guessing food. It could totally be something completely different. Although I just don't know what.
Yeah, if it's not food item, if it's not food something,
and those of you that, if you don't know what we're talking about, basically he said, and my notes are in there, he said new, is it on this page? No, it's not. He said new product. What did he say, Leeann? New product
category, not
Category.
not classic, not a new DFT, not a plus line, a totally new category that fits in with who we are as a brand. So this is, I think Mario might
Not
have,
a supplement.
yeah, I think Mario posted earlier. This would make a good interactive post if you guys are looking for your interaction of the day, but we're a health and wellness company. What would fit into our brand? Like that could be a question that you could ask. And that does good because it gets people that don't normally comment on your Thrive stuff to start commenting and,
Yeah.
and kind of watch what's
Totally do a what do you think it is post. Absolutely. People love to give their opinions.
Someone said hair care. Somebody
Yeah.
else in one of the chats said maybe a hair item.
I know a long time ago, on stage, he had said like having more options. And he had said like, like a pet care, hair care, he said, what if you could buy, what if your customers could buy their shampoo from us? What if your customers could buy their this from us? It was like a list of things. So I don't know what's.
I hope it's food. I'm hungry.
I'm hungry too. It's lunchtime. Okay. All right. So thank you so much for being on, guys. Thanks for jumping on. The recording will be up later on today. Leeann, we appreciate you greatly. All right, y'all, go be consistent daily. Go get your dailiness on. Working up to Thanksgiving. We're coming into Thanksgiving. We've got, you'll have Black Friday right after that. Are you running your own sales between now and then, your own specials? Are you building up for, not sure what Lavelle has coming, but they always do something Black Friday, right? And then if they don't, do your own. I mean, I'm sure they will. But I love Susan said that yesterday on the call. She was like, and if they don't, I'll have something. So just go work, build, speak your business. People don't know you're thriving if you don't talk about it. People don't know it's for them if you don't talk about the benefits, right? Like you have to talk about the benefits, better sleep, more energy, more focus. Those are the things that brought me in, was the ability to focus. Like I felt super dumb. I could not remember from one room to the next what I was doing, and it was literally defeating me. I thought I was losing my mind in my 30s. Literally thought, I think I need to go be in one of those, like, those test things, where like, I was like, this is it. I have Alzheimer's in my 30s. Like I really did. I thought something was seriously wrong with my mental capacity. And so when I started thriving and I was actually remembering things and getting things done and checking things off my list, that was huge for me. And those of y'all that know me, I remember everything. So the fact that I couldn't remember one room to the next was really hard on me. So you have friends that are literally losing their minds and need this. You have friends that are awake all night long that need this. You have friends that are like, man, if I could just lose these last 5 pounds. You have friends that are like, why do I not drink water? You have friends that are like, gosh, I can't afford coffee. Well, I have something for you. It's way better than coffee and you can get it for free. Let's talk. All right. So just remember those things. I hope that kind of jogged your memory on some of your potential thrivers and works into your next consistent posts. All right. Bye, y'all. Thanks again, Leeann. You're the best.
Thank you.